bottom butts, which things you can't fucking say anymore, bro. So, Road Doll. Are you familiar with like the Friendly Giant,
Andre
Oompa
the Giant?
Loompas? I can't even say Oompa Loompas anymore. Are you familiar with Chocolate Factory?
Small
Willy
people.
Wonka? Yep. Can't.
The
Yep.
smalls. It's like commercial grade.
Robert, stop right now.
It's commercial grade weed. It's bigs, smalls, or A buds, B buds, and small.
He's doubling down, chat.
I didn't even think what I'm saying.
Put the brakes on. No, I'm just playing with you. But that's how you should feel when you speak. Incredibly unsure of who you offended and how much trouble you're going to be in. Every sentence you should hang on the balance of uncertainty.
I've been canceled a long time ago. The first episode of Top Buds, I think we got canceled.
Please. Yeah, we get canceled every single morning, and that's why this is not a show for the offensive or the easily offended. For the offensive, yeah.
If you're offensive, go
yeah, go away. Leave us alone. So Road Dahl, he's a famous author.
I thought it was Ronald Dahl. Maybe I don't know.
Road Dahl. Ron Dahl.
Road Dahl. Ron Dahl?
I'm crazy. I don't really know.
It's Rondell?
I suck at speaking to begin with. They're rewriting the books. They're rewriting the movies, and to be more sensitive to the easily offended, I guess. And now the folks over at James Bond is going to be doing the same thing. Yeah, Ian Fleming, the Ian Fleming's work, essentially the author behind the James Bond franchise books. They're going to be changing them too, changing the names, how they refer to black people, in particularly. I as from somebody who's watched the films, I'm almost certain that there's absolutely no mention of the N-word with the hard
films, though. Books usually are a little bit different.
Oh, I'm familiar with the books too. I do not believe they're referred to, I could be wrong because these were written a long time ago. They could make references to the N-word that I'm not going to say here for obvious reasons. This is not my bathroom. I'm not taking a shower, and I'm not listening to my favorite music. So,
black person or black man.
They're saying.
What did it say before?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to assume that the books would have said the N-word.
That's bizarre. That's how they just describe it, and people were like, "We should make movies out of this."
Well, yes and no. Like I'm a huge James Bond fan.
No, I totally agree, but I'm saying
so it's like I'm glad they did.
Made them.
Right.
They were reading the book and they were like, "Ooh."
Well, the first movie came out in like 1960. So this is before, like essentially, like the 1960s. There's still a lot of racial prejudice, socially, politically, so on and so forth. And so, like, I get that it was kind of acceptable back then, but the reality
is ever acceptable.
You're right, but that leads into the conversation that should it be removed? You know, you're right. It should have never been acceptable, but there was a time when not saying it was acceptable, but there was a time in common speech where, things were said in a way that they probably shouldn't have said. Going back to 1953.
If it was somebody describing somebody like, so there's been movies where like they've got Nazis depicting, horrible things about Jewish people, but it's just in a movie, right? And they don't remove the fact that they said these things in the movie. So I think context is a big thing. Like, is James Bond all of a sudden out here dropping an N-bomb on people?
No.
Or are they having like the evil guy who happens to also be racist? And they're like, oh, well, we're making him even more evil.
I think it's more so just through common dialogue. It's not even that an evil guy says something bad. It's more or less just like, hey, did you happen to see those ninjas walking across the...
James Bond just says it casually.
I don't know. I don't, you know what I mean? Like
James Bond.
So I honestly don't know. But they're I personally believe that you should not change art to make it look or appeal better to people
if anything, just
today.
Explain the context of where things were and why they were what they were.
Like, at what point? What about Mona Lisa? Mona Lisa, what are they going to make her bigger? Are they going to make her thinner? Are they going to make her with less clothing? Are they going to put something over her face? Are they going to put makeup on her? Like, this is like, where do you stop? Where do you stop? You know what
Are
I
they
mean? Like
gonna
I
say
just
that she's a they them? I'm just saying.
maybe. Well, we
You
can't
never
put that on
know.
her. We can't
You
put that
never
on her. So I'm
know.
just I don't like the idea of just covering up our past. I like to be able to look at history, look at to see where we were and to see where we are today. That journey and that adventure and that story deserves to be told. You know, not erased to just
I just
make
need to know
people
the
feel
context,
comfortable today.
though. I
Well,
wish
okay,
we
let's
could
read that. Let's
fucking
read this. So I read this article and it doesn't give a whole lot of context. Essentially, they just sat down with sensitivity fucking people, and what the fuck does that mean?
I
I
know,
have
but these are
no
the
idea,
same
man.
people who are, like, freaking out about nothing shit.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Uh, I totally disagree with this in all forms. So, following the news that edited versions of many of Roald Dahl novels are being released to shield modern readers from language that was deemed offensive.
oh, there is no N in that. Jesus
The
Christ.
the estate of another sorry. The estate of another iconic British novelist is following suit. According to a new report, the Sunday Telegraph, new editions of Ian Fleming's original James Bond novels that omit offensive passages are set to be released this spring by Ian Fleming Productions. The report claims that Fleming's estate worked with sensitivity readers. What the fuck is a
Fuck is
sensitivity
a
reader?
sensitivity reader?
Jesus, sign me up for that job.
Like, I'm
To
actually a
flag
sensitivity reader. I graduated from Yale.
Yale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Top of
Yep.
my class. Yep. Yeah, it was totally paid for by the government. To flag and remove what they see as language that reflects outdated attitudes about race. Ian Fleming Productions claims that Ian himself was on board with the inclusion of less offensive racial language and approved the changes to Live and Let Die before he died in 1964. Many of the changes reportedly involve replacing various pejorative terms for black people with black person or black man. So I am curious what those words were. I'm assuming it had to have been the N word, right?
Full son of a bitch, you'd think.
But
What else would you
I don't
say?
know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's
I
maybe
mean, we don't
it's
need to go through
maybe
the
it's my
list of
white privilege, bro. But it's just like I can't
it
even say
could
that with a
be.
straight fucking face.
In
But I'm just
Detroit,
like
Trey
I
has
don't
white
get it.
privilege, so we
I
should
don't
have him
get
on
it.
for this.
And
He could be our spokesman. In Detroit,
I
he's
don't
got it.
know. This hurts, man. This hurts.
I
I
just
don't know.
don't know why it is. I don't know. It's
But
weird at
again,
2023 that
we're
we're
two
just
white
now like
guys,
seeing
bro.
this.
Maybe we don't understand. Maybe we don't get it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's
Like
literally,
maybe
is there
this
an
is
agency
insensitive to people. You know what I mean? Like maybe
in
it is.
2023 just now?
Mm,
Like, is there
maybe.
just now a group of sensitive readers who go through and fucking read everything and they make sure that there's, you know what
Well,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, where were they?
There's an entire department now. If you're telling me they hired a sensitivity reader, there's an entire industry on these
Yeah,
sensitive
by
people.
agencies. Hi, we're a sensitive
Yeah.
agency. We just
Hi,
want to make
we're
sure that everything you're doing is
reach out
good.
to us. We're the most sensitive of all.
They
Like
show up crying.
we like hire us.
I'm so sensitive. I just don't get what the fuck's going on in the world, man. It's like, if
How
it's
do you
some
become a
racist shit,
sensitive
then
reader?
don't fucking buy the book, don't read the book, boycott the book.
I guess.
But
I don't know.
there's never been a fucking mention of this ever in my life that I've ever heard that there's been racial stuff in the James Bond books. And if there was, then somebody should have said something before now, because now it's like everything is being looked at with this fine-tooth sensitive comb. Everyone's
Yep.
like, "Mm,
Yeah. And you can't
that could offend somebody."
yeah,
Even though the
yeah.
person who's reading is not usually offended by it, they're offended for somebody.
Yeah. The people that are offended have never read it. They
Yeah.
never will read it. And they're fucking just I don't know.
You ever
I
see
don't
that
know.
Channel 5 show that, the guy who
Yeah.
had All Gas, No Brakes?
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
he went to, like, this Ubuntu, like, reparations rally, and it was they sent the black dude who's the commentator, or not the commentator, he's, like, wears a mask and shit, he's funny as hell, but they sent him there, to see what's going on, and it's pretty much just all white women
Mm.
crying and
Mm.
upset, and it's just like
Well, it's very similar to this is one the Wink you could bring up even. There's this clip on YouTube about this chap that puts on an entire Mexican appeal, an attire. He's got like the sombrero, he's got the put like Mexican
street
white
leaves.
kid Mexican offended or something. It should come up. But essentially this guy dresses up entirely in a Mexican attire. He's got a sombrero, He's got yep, that's it. He's got a he's got I don't know, a maraca. Yep. And he goes around to a bunch of white people and he says, "Hey, do you think I'm a just play it, please play it." Like it's 3.5 minutes.
In honor of Halloween and to see if my outfit is offensive. Dang it.
Play it from the
Would you guys
beginning.
like to chat with us today? No. Talking to college students and on Olvera Street talking to Hispanics in honor of Halloween and to see if my outfit is offensive.
It's crazy.
Dang it. Would you guys like to chat with us today? No. That's what we
called
want to talk to you about.
troll
Hola. You find my outfit offensive?
Yeah.
You find it offensive? Do you find it offensive?
Maybe a little.
Do you think my outfit is offensive?
Are you Mexican?
No.
Yes.
I think it reaffirms stereotypes that are offensive to people.
You think people really think Mexican people are like this and carry around marachas?
No, I don't think people actually think that.
Do you find my outfit offensive?
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not
think
your
about it.
culture.
Cultural appropriation? Why do you say that?
Cultural
Because you're not
appropriation.
like Mexican.
You think Mexican food is like cultural appropriation?
No.
Someone else's culture that we've kind of taken.
What about Taco Bell, bitch?
Is this cultural appropriation? No comment.
You
Can't
don't
even
really
comment.
understand what their culture means and what it means to wear these things, like the hats and the maracas. You know, you sort of have to understand where all of this comes from for it to not be cultural appropriation.
It's not yours.
Meanwhile, on Olivera Street in Mexico, City.
Can I just ask you, do you like my
part of
costume?
this.
I like your mustache.
Do you?
Monthly.
Does my outfit offend you?
You look no. You look nice.
Thank you.
Would you call it
Do you like
Mexico
my
Town?
costume?
Yes. Mexico Town?
Does it
Yeah, we have
offend you?
Chinatown.
Little Mexico, maybe?
No. No, nothing.
No, they love it, man.
Me guapo?
This is beautiful.
Beautiful. Acabo. Are you guys insulting me?
No, it's not.
Insulting me in Spanish? Do you like my outfit?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Does my outfit offend you?
No, not at all.
Some people get offended by what I'm wearing.
No, it's not. It's not offensive. I think it's you're in the right atmosphere. Yeah.
What do you think? It's like he's embracing Mexican culture.
No original. Do you know who sold me this?
No idea.
Mexicans.
Oh, really?
And so you're white and you get offended, but then Mexican people who sold me this and made me this don't get offended.
Yes.
Seems kind of weird, doesn't it?
I love it, actually.
You think it's offensive?
No, not at all.
Some people get really offended by this. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It just.
So,
you're not
yeah,
Mexican,
needless to
so
say,
people think that you have to be Mexican to wear that.
it's a bunch of
America-
people
and I feel like
that
America's a
have
place
no
of a melting
input.
pot. Like we
Oh, I
don't
think
have
this-
much original culture. We're creating it based on hybridizing other people's, you
Right.
know, into to different countries from Germany
Of
to
course.
Ireland to Mexico to Italy.
Yeah.
Every other than Canada, really. We don't really do a lot of Canadian shit. Hockey.
You got
I'm
hockey.
wrong.
Yeah, you got hockey. You got you
We-
got
we-
hockey in the desert.
I think
bro.
our
You're welcome.
our culture is a hybrid. There's no like you can't just be like, this is just what it is. It's like we've created our own thing. So to say
That's
that one person's version of it is wrong is not right. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like one person. I'm
look-
embracing
look-
this side. I love the more of the Latino culture that's on this side. I love more of like a urban side or more country, more like it just depends on.
I'm just glad they're banning cigarettes because
That is
like
true.
that's what's going to solve all of this.
This will stop it.
This is essentially where it all stems down from. This idea that we need to, like we can't be concerned about our own shit. We got to be worried about everyone else, and it's just like just stop. Just stop. Be focused on you. Parents, teach your kids not to smoke cigarettes, okay? Don't let the government step
Yeah.
in and have to ban this shit for you. Stop worrying about the people that are maybe offended about something that you know nothing about.
Just fucking do you,
Like
boo-boo.
fucking just shut up and move on. That's all. Like god dang, we just need to like stay in our lane sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Like,
and that's the thing too is like we're in a society that like it's easy to be dumbed out and it's easy to be to follow what isn't it's a logical fallacy, you know, like a facade of what's real. And people do that because it's like they're offended by other people's things because they feel they need to show a certain passion or to show a different side of things. And I just feel like if something really offends you, you can speak it, you can say it, but there's no reason to cancel somebody or there's no reason to try to get rid of the person. Just don't interact with them. Don't watch the shit. Don't read the book. Don't smoke the cigarette. Just don't do it.
Don't
self,
do it. Just
self, control and choices
yeah,
as a human being.
discipline, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Focus on your own
stupid.
shit. Yeah, So this guy does a bunch of videos. He makes or dresses up in like Chinese attire as well, and walks around Little Chinatown. I don't know what you refer to it as, but no one offended. Nobody's offended. It's typically people that have nothing to do with the culture. They're like, you know what I mean? And it's whatever. So it's wild. It's wild. And this stuff makes me laugh, man. But these are the people that are really these are the people that are pissed off about what's being said in an Ian Fleming book. These are the people that are pissed off about what's being said in the Oompa Loompa video. This is what people can I say what's the movie that comes
We're
from?
allowed to say Oompa Loompas, but the Oompa Loompas are no longer going to be little people.
I can't believe you just said that.
Little people's what they want.
Wow.
That's what they want, bro.
But ladies and gentlemen, that's Rob and I's take on this, man. We're always curious what you guys think, because Rob and I are just two guys yelling into microphones in the corner of the internet, and you guys have a huge impact on some of what goes on around here. And hearing your insight and your input when it comes to some of these conversations is really insightful, because it can open our eyes in terms of, wait a second, there's a bigger conversation here that's not being had. Beard's going all over the place here. Yeah, I was just looking at your beard, and yours is just so cut, so trimmed, so tight
I've been working
today,
on
bro.
it, baby.
Chris is wearing off on you, bro.
He is.
Like
I've been learning.
you're challenging him for the beard, for that sculpted beard, man. Getting tight,
Working
so
on that
tight
shit,
and
baby.
so fly.